Good morning, everybody. This is Carol from TopazMoon Design. It's a cold, wet, miserable day again in Sydney, and I'm going to continue making this beautiful Carnelian Dangle bracelet on recycled chain. So I've added a few more dangles to the second chain I have going. It just needs one or two, and then I will attach the three ends of the loose ends of the chain to the actual clasp thingamahoozy that's just here. That this is how this clasp works. That's that end, and this end doesn't come off. Okay. A big shout out to all my Redditor friends as usual, because I really don't make these videos for any other purpose other than to communicate with you guys and maybe just have a bit of a laugh about our favorite madcap treasure hunter, the niche lady, Niche as I call her, the Niche in Las Vegas. And she did a live video, as we know, yesterday. Oops, I did it again, just admitting her chronic disorganization in not realizing what day it was, not having been up to date with her editing and work. And so she replaced her usual thrifting video that was meant to be scheduled yesterday with a 2.5-hour rambling session about herself. Basically just the sound of her own voice, talking about crap she's talked about many times. And anyway, today, the video she was supposed to have had out yesterday came out, and I made notes. You'll be happy to hear, Salty and Betty and all my Reddit friends, Fairly a Folly, all you lovely people who's, you know, I'm trying to make jewelry and remember your Reddit names at the same time. And Extreme Diver, our OG. See, I made that loop too small for all these chains, so I'm going to have to rejig that one and mold the wire around a bigger part of the pliers. That's a bit better. And I made notes, and she buys the same old crap, and she, you know, uses her baby voice, a little Elmo, Sesame Street voice, and all the baby talk she uses in her videos. It's just, I don't know, maddening. Annoying, that's the word. I mean, everyone has their own style and everything, but she's also taken a shine to the placing the tripod on the ground, on the floor, and filming herself. And she did a lot of jump scares to the camera today. She's got a really beautiful face for radio, doesn't she? And all that lank, greasy hair falling over her face. I don't know how you present yourself to the public like that. You have absolutely no shame, lady. Absolutely no shame. I would be mortified to go out anywhere looking like you do, except maybe to the shop to buy a litre of milk, you know, and then you're back home again and you're not filming yourself. You get the idea. You know what I'm saying. You look like one of those Walmart people. You look like a bag lady most of the time. And yeah, your childishness just, it grates. after a while. It's not funny seeing a woman in her late 50s acting like a baby. You know, a little bit of joking here and there, it's fine, but that's not what you're doing. You just willingly make yourself out like an idiot. About being diagnosed with pre-hypertension, you would need a blood test, or you would need a doctor to check you and take your blood pressure to establish that. So when did that happen? We know your famous distrust of doctors and the medical profession. So, or is this another instance of you diagnosing yourself? Or maybe your doctor daughter did it. No, I'm not going to talk about her. She's not a doctor. One of your jump scares, after you were talking about your pre-hypertension, and you jump scared us with your pretty face to the camera, and you jiggled your bottle of water like a trophy, and you're telling us that you're staying hydrated. Well, bully for you, miss. What are you, kindergarten? You are utterly ridiculous. You want a pat on the back for things that, you know, most normal people do routinely? And filming yourself putting that bloody little bobblehead on the dog on the floor of Goodwill. Yeah. I got to tell you, I was a little bit horrified at that. A little bit horrified. Oh, gee, I need a new notebook. This one is just on its last page. I could turn it over and use the blank pages as, you know, chapter 2 of that notebook. But the paper's a bit thin, salty. It's not like the lab quality notebooks you use. Where was I? She saw another one of those godly type platitudes on the plaque that she's so drawn to. And it was, let go and let God. And she laughed, boy, do I have to do that. Ha ha, ha ha. Yeah, you do. You need to let go some of your atrocious behaviour. I don't know about the God bit. I'm an atheist, so I'm not going to comment on that. And I'm not going to offend anyone because they believe in God. But you don't act very godly, Nitch. And not everything in Goodwill is meant for resellers. You know, all those nice dinner sets that you were drooling over and lamenting the fact, well, you did buy one platter, but lamenting the fact that you can't ship dinner plates and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes Goodwill sell things to people who need items for their home at a reasonable price. I know that's surprising. But things like dinner sets, the ones that you were looking at, they look like pretty good quality, and somebody needs them in their home, you know. I'm glad you didn't buy them. Anyway, but you were drawn to them. Then you picked up a figurine. Grandmas are the sweetest human beings. And you said, haha, that's funny. Because you're a grandma and you are so not a sweet human being. And why can't Gretel buy her own folder to put her Pokemon cards in? Turning the page. She found a sign that said, I'm not weird, I'm just something or other. And she said, no, I'm weird. So yes, we know that. We know you're weird. You have weird taste. You have a weird grasp on reality. You have a weird attraction to tortoises, live ones, and birds and fish and creatures that should not be kept in captivity. They're not domestic pets. They are not domestic pets. Free the tortoises. Where's the electory money? That one's for you, Salty. She skimmed over the jewelry section and then she went over the jewelry jars, and haha, the jewelry jars that she has been buying lately, just full of crap. So she didn't buy one today. But she did drool over some particularly fugly dolphin art and lamented the fact that she has no room on her wall to put it. Oh my God, it was really ugly. It was just, how can I say it? It's like that, I'm going to compare it to, it's really not like that, but it reminded me in the style of, it's not even in the style of, it's just the garish blue colours. There's an artist here in Australia called Ken Doan, and his art is plastered. It went viral in the 80s before social media. He was so popular. His art was on tea towels and tablecloths and calendars and you name it, and slippers and pajamas, and it's crap. It's garbage art. Not to my liking. And he's considered a serious modern artist. It's just not my taste. When she got to the car, she had story time and she pulled her moose face look. Salty, you know, your mum used to say moose face about her angry looks when she's pontificating and you know, wagging her finger at whatever situation she's blathering on about today. It was some old guy who was trying to retrieve a box that he mistakenly donated and will probably end up in the furnace. But so she was horrified to understand that Goodwill apparently charged money to come and pick up donations. It's probably not a lot of money. It's probably just petrol money. They are a not-for-profit. They're not meant to be servicing you and your needs all the time, Nitch. You're just an entitled brat. You're a messy toddler entitled brat who goes wah, wah, wah whenever she doesn't get her own way. Sorry. Consider that video of Nitch shenanigans and the garbage she buys. Compare it to a video I watched directly after of a lovely lady called Deb, who is in my comment section quite frequently. We used to call her Deb from Big Sky. She's actually DK Jewelry now, and she was putting together a lovely box of costume jewelry, 80 pieces for resale. And her pieces were all clean, all organised, all lovely. Now, you know who would really do well buying a box like that? Oh dear, I've made myself cough, hang on. Nitch, you could actually do a lot worse than buying one of those nice boxes from Deb. Not that you would, but you should. And I'm glad Deb actually spoke about her regret at closing her YouTube channel. Fact, her original YouTube channel, and she was already growing an audience. Fact is, she was hounded out by Nitch grannies who tried to ruin her eBay reputation. Scum. Absolute scum. Anyway, Deb, we're all here for you. And your teardrop trailer sounds lovely. I know sometimes filming content that you're not particularly, you know, you like what you're doing, but you don't particularly feel the need to film it, you know. I totally understand. I totally get that. Filming for me is still a very alien, it's almost like an experiment for me. But I like making jewelry and I'm good at talking. So I guess the two can go hand in hand. I think that's just about it for me for this video. I think we've gone on long enough. Yes, 14 minutes, nearly 15. I'll attach this last dangle. And what I will do is continue working on this bracelet until it's finished. And I will do a short to show it off on my wrist. So with that, I will bid you guys a fond adieu and see you in the next video. Au revoir.